In this episode of starting eBay with $0, I'm going to show you a few things I sold. I'm going to show you how I got our balance back out of the negative. And I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do with the money now. For starters, I sold this ammo can. The payout from it was $9.79. That was after sending the buyer back a refund. I accidentally overcharged him for shipping. So next I sold this mixer. The payout from the mixer was $11.22. And if you remember from our last video, I bought some seat belts. I haven't sold the lap belt yet, but I have sold the receivers that go down on the floor. They sold for $85, and the payout for that was $69.97. If you're wondering where the mixer and the ammo can came from, they came from another video I made. It was basically a $0 to $500 challenge. And it was starting out with junk. That ammo can, the mixer were in my donate pile for Goodwill. And I thought, you know what? I wonder what I could do with them. But at this point, I'm starting to realize how much effort it takes to put into some of these videos. So what I decided to do was just combine the items from those two separate series type things and put it into one. So the total of all three payouts for the ammo can, the mixer, and the seatbelt receivers was $90.98. If you remember from the last video, I went in negative. Our balance went negative $8.13. So I'm going to take that $8.13 back out of the challenge because that was my money, not a challenge. It's a series, which leaves us with a total balance of $82.85 to go buy more inventory. The other two seat belts, the lap belts that I haven't sold yet, I'm going to give those 30 days roughly, which is about 2 more weeks. And then I'm going to come back in and check sold comps again and see about how much they're selling for. I did price them a little on the high side, but I can lower the price and bring them back down. If you remember, I paid $14 for the seat belts. I sold the receivers just for $69.97 payout. So we're clear on the other ones. What am I going to do next? The $82.85. I'm not going to buy anything for 30 days. And the reason why is because of returns. I already messed it up once and went in the negative. So I don't want to spend all the money that we have and then somebody decide that they want to return an item like the seat belts or the mixer. The seat belts are color specific. So sometimes they look different when you're looking at the pictures on your phone. There's a possibility that the buyer may not like them and want to send them back. Well, if I spend the $82.85 and he wants to send the seat belts back, well, now I have to send him back, his purchase price. I don't want to do that. The mixer, the person that bought the mixer had low feedback. There's nothing wrong with low feedback, but what it could mean is they don't have a lot of experience on eBay. Maybe they didn't read the full description. That mixer didn't come with all the attachments and it was scratched up, but it was a good used mixer. It was a KitchenAid brand, but it wasn't one of their higher end models. It was just like a box store model. So I'm going to wait till all that clears. And then the $82.85. And if we get more money between now and then, we'll add that to it too. And if you're starting out as a reseller, I don't want you to get the impression that this stuff sells overnight. Okay? The seatbelt sold within 10 to 14 days. I don't remember how many days they were listed. The ammo can sold quick, couple weeks. The mixer, same thing. I think it was listed for about 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. But the rest of the stuff hasn't sold. And that's the reality of reselling. Just because you buy something and bring it home doesn't mean it's going to sell that instant. Do some things sell within minutes? Yes, some of them do. But it doesn't mean that yours will. And just because another one did doesn't mean that yours will. A lot of things just depend on the market at the time. The other thing I've done is I've found some more items to put into this challenge. And you may find this to be the case with you too. As you go through your house or your garage or whatever else, you find stuff that you want to get rid of. So for me, I was looking for something I have a junk toolbox over here in the corner, and I have a couple drawers that are just junk drawers. But I keep some of my smaller inventory in there. So while I was going through there, I found these three bolts and nuts. And they don't look like much, but these are actually drive shaft bolts for an 84 to 88 Toyota pickup. I had a bunch of them. I sold the complete sets, and this set of three was left over. Well, I didn't want to throw them away. You know how it goes. I didn't want to throw them away, but I didn't want to sell them because there's not much value in an incomplete set. But, I was thinking about it when I found these, and I thought, how many times have you taken apart a drive shaft and broke a bolt or U-bolt? It happens. Or if you had to do the job in the woods or out in the grass, you've lost one of these bolts before. Maybe somebody doesn't need a complete set of 4. Maybe they just need 1 or 2. So I'm going to list these. And I don't know what they'll bring, but even if it's $5, that's $5 we didn't have to start with. They're very easy to ship. They'll go in one of these little envelopes right here. And it goes on to somebody that can use it instead of sitting in my junk drawer doing nothing but taking up space that I could use for inventory. And the second thing I have is these glasses. Now, these glasses came in a box lot somewhere I bought years ago. Who knows why I bought the box lot, but it certainly wasn't for eyeglasses. I'd tried to sell them a couple times on Mercari and eBay. They are gold filled, which I'm not an expert on jewelry or gold, but I think that means it's plated, basically. I had taken them to the pawn shop years ago when I got them, hoping that there was maybe the frames were solid gold. I knew these pieces weren't, by the way, they were oxidized, but I thought maybe the frames are solid gold. I could get some money out of them. Well, they're not. They're gold filled. I put them on Mercari. I was offered some kind of lowball offer. I had them on eBay. Again, it was a lowball offer. But what that tells me is I had several lowball offers, and the glasses just weren't worth what I thought they would be. And I wear reading glasses. That's basically what they are, is with a big magnifier in the bottom. They're just too powerful for me. And I'm not a collector of stuff like that, but other people are. So we're going to put that on eBay too. I may try Marketplace for the simple reason you probably can't read it from there. But this old napkin or towel that you use to wipe the glasses off with came from a local business that I can't even find a history on. They were open from 7 to 8 p.m. and their phone number was 4 digits. So that really kind of dates it. So I could try Marketplace and maybe with the napkin or the towel, whatever you want to call it, maybe somebody will want to buy it for a local piece of history. But right now, that's about it. And I'm going to get this stuff listed this week. I'll keep you posted. I wouldn't plan on seeing another video for this series, at least for a couple more weeks. I'll post other videos, but I don't want to post anything until I get enough information for a video. So if you wanted to start eBay from zero, or you're looking to find inventory, you're trying to find inventory, look around your house, look around your toolbox, ask your friends, neighbors, look in your junk drawer, your basement. There's a lot of stuff that can be parted out. I was recently watching a video on YouTube where a person hauls scrap, and he came across a scooter, like one of the motorized scooters like you find in Walmart, except this one didn't have the steering wheel. It was one like you sit in, like this chair. And before he hauls his stuff in for scrap, he looks to see if there's any value in it. And sure enough, it had value in the wheels. There was some value in the headrest. There was value in the electric motors. So I don't want to get too lengthy talking about that, but basically, whatever you have you want to get rid of, find out a model if you can, a brand, and look up sold comps. Don't look up listed comps. You can look at listed and see how many's there. But when you want to figure out the value of what you're trying to sell, it's very important to look at condition and sold comps when you're researching. So like you might look through there and see some sold for a lot more than others on whatever item you're looking for. Could be a reason for that. Could be a difference in condition. Maybe one of them was refurbished, stuff like that. So I don't have a lot of subscribers, and I'm not begging you to subscribe. I don't expect a bunch of subscribers right now. But if you want to follow the series, if you want to find out different information on eBay, I do gig apps like Spark, Roadie, stuff like that. I'll post some videos about that stuff too. But subscribe. And you don't have to watch the videos if you subscribe, but you'll be notified, or at least YouTube will throw it up there and you can see it under your videos. If you did make it in the video this far, I would really appreciate a thumbs up. It helps other people looking for this kind of information. The algorithm will forward it to them. Thanks for watching.